Hey guys, what's up? It's me Redizio and welcome back to another amazing video. So today I felt like doing something a little bit different, and that is why this video is not going to be your typical tutorial or let's play, because as you've seen in the thumbnail and probably read the title, we're gonna dive into some dendrology. Now don't worry, I had to go look up that word for myself. It basically just means the study or science of trees. With that being said, today we're going to be comparing Minecraft trees to trees in real life. And at the end of the video, I have a very cool type of tree which I'm pretty sure you've never seen before. But without further ado, let's jump straight into the video. So first off, let's start here with the typical tree that we all know and love, the iconic oak tree. This type of tree has pretty much been around since the beginning of the game and hasn't really ever changed since. However, Mojang has introduced a few adjustments over the years, such as the large oak, the oak bush, and of course, the swamp oak. Yes, that's the one with those vines hanging from all its sides. Now, it's hard to say definitively which actual tree Mojang got its inspiration from, but the white oak tree resembles quite a few similarities. Now, it is important to note that in real life, oak trees have a few varieties, such as the live oak, red oak, white oak, the chestnut, gamble, and of course, just a plain old normal oak. So you can see the large oak has all those annoying branches as it does in the game. But on the other hand, I couldn't really find something such as an oak bush. So that was just something that Mojang did to throw in some flair. But before we move over to the dark oak, here's a little fact. Oak trees and oak wood didn't used to be called that way. They were just named logs and wooden planks. And now my question for you is, how do trees get online? Well, they just log in. Alright, enough with the funny jokes. Let's move on. I did find what in my eyes looks similar to the dark oak, which was added in the somewhat more recent 1.7 update. Now, the dark oak is pretty nifty if you need a lot of wood fast. Yet I think that Mojang just added that as a little feature of their own. Because, as you can see in the real life picture, the stem of the tree isn't that fat at all. So here's what a birch tree which was added in January of 2011 looks like. And here's how it looks like in real life. Now the picture which you're looking at right now was taken right outside of my own window, and I must say I just love the overall appearance. And here's a little fact for you to remember. Mojang got inspired by the birch trees that grow all over the place in Sweden, which of course is where Minecraft was created. And to be honest, their design was really spot on. I think we should really embrace the amount of work and detail Mojang puts into their game and of course into every consecutive update that's been rolling out ever since. Before we transition over to the next tree though, here are a few more pictures of what a birch tree forest in Sweden looks like. You know what? You should let me know what your favorite type of wood is in the comments below. And while you're down there, please consider liking this video, as it has taken a real effort to put this all together. Now, for those of you who haven't seen a birch tree in real life yet, that's okay, because I'm sure you've definitely seen this next one. I even bet that you've definitely seen at least one spruce tree every year, and it's always around the same period. Got a clue yet what I'm talking about? No? Now, that's probably because we call it by a different name during this part of the year. Still don't know what I'm talking about? Well, a Christmas tree! Yes, a spruce tree is nothing more than a Christmas tree. Now that's something you won't forget for the rest of your life. In fact, spruce trees have been around for a very long time. Well, I mean in the game at least. Because they were added in the 1.2 update along with the birch trees which we were talking about earlier. So yeah, Mojang has done a great job at modeling such a pine tree in Minecraft. That's for these specific ones at least. The other very tall spruces rather correlate to this real life variety. Now, it is important to note, however, that fir, spruce, and pine trees look somewhat alike in their leaf structure, or I should rather say pine needles. And although they are totally different varieties, they do belong to the same conifer family. Yes, I know that whole plant classification naming system is overly complicated. I had to learn it myself in school, but I've forgotten most of the part by now. So I suggest you just hang with me here. Now, I couldn't have made this list without forgetting the almighty jungle trees. They're literally the trees everyone looks up to in Minecraft, pun intended. These tall trees can grow up to 32 blocks tall and can contain over a stack of logs each, and that of course equates to 4 stacks of planks. On the contrary, however, the color on them is utterly disgusting, so no one really uses them to build. Moving on though, the other type of jungle tree is of course its little sister, namely those short trees that come close to resembling an oak tree, and usually vines and cocoa pods can be found growing on them. It's hard to say definitively what these trees correlate to in real life though, because there is no such thing as a jungle tree. But my best guess is that they look somewhat alike to those humongous trees that can be found in the canopy of the Amazon rainforest. Now, I don't know if it's just me, but some of the crowns on those trees just look like broccoli. On a more serious note though, I do want to point out that in real life, cocoa pods only grow on rather small trees, and that might be a bit out of proportion in the game. But hey, who am I to talk about proportion in Minecraft? For entirety, I've decided to put bamboo on this list as well, because it does resemble trees in a few ways, and like any other type of wood in Minecraft, you can perfectly use it as furnace fuel. Just to be clear, however, as we are here to learn something today, bamboo is not classified in the same tree family. Yes, that same thing I was talking about earlier. But can you guess what family it belongs to? Pause the video right here and let me know what you think in the comments. I'm curious to see what you guys think. Okay, so I'm not gonna let you wait any further. Bamboo classifies under the same family as, drumroll please, plain old grass. And now you're probably there like, Redizio, are you telling me that bamboo is in the same family as the grass in my own backyard? And my answer to that is yes. Google it if you don't believe me. And if that didn't blow you out of your socks, sugarcane, yes, sugarcane also belongs to the grass family. So to summarize, this stuff is related to this stuff, and those are all in the same family as this stuff. Okay, but let's move on to the next item before you guys start throwing your bamboo at my face. Last but not least is of course the acacia, which was added in 1.7.2 shortly after the dark oaks. These trees spawn in savanna biomes and have a slight reddish-grey wood with a red interior. The trunk on these trees is always a bit crooked, but that is of course fully intentional to resemble the real-life counterpart as much as possible. And here's a picture of what they look like when they grow on the surface of the earth. And yes, the earth is round, unlike in Minecraft. I just wanted to put that out there for all the flat earthers watching this video. That leaves us, you got the pun right? That leaves us, you know what, never mind. That leaves us to the last item on this list, and that is somewhat of an outsider. The huge mushroom. And no, you can't find these anywhere on our planet, and that is all I'm gonna say about that. Now, remember what I said in the beginning of the video about that special tree you've never seen before, right? Well, folks, this is a, mind my words, platanus tree. And no, not a platanus tree. They're also called by another name, and that is the plane tree, which I can fully understand given the fact of their rather unluckily chosen scientific name. And I'll have to disappoint you once again, because this tree has nothing to do with planes at all. They're often found here in Europe next to sidewalks and along roads, as you can see in the pictures. So here's a warm call over to Mojang headquarters to please incorporate this type of tree in the game. Now go click that like button right now and share it with everyone you know to maybe get a chance to see this tree in Minecraft one day. Who knows, right? It's always better to shoot for the stars. But yeah guys, that marks the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed this little different type of content. If you did, please make sure to leave a like down below, and you might want to consider subscribing if you don't want to miss out on any future interesting videos. But for now guys, I'm Redizio, and I'll see you guys in the next one.